It was 3 a.m. My body was burning from the inside out. The itch was bone deep. My skin red raw and weeping. I lay there thinking, this is going to be my life forever. Years prior to this, I thought my identity was skin deep. Maybe we all do. I was so wrapped up in how I looked and making sure that I came across as this perfect version of myself. That's what I thought defined me and my identity. Little did I know, though, that I was about to be stripped of everything I thought made me, me, because of the steroid creams I was using for my eczema. Topical steroid withdrawal, also known as TSW, can happen when topical steroids that are used long-term to treat a skin condition suddenly stop working. In my case, the skin condition was eczema, something that I had lived with for my whole life, but something I would always try and hide. Over 20 years, I was prescribed multiple steroid creams under instruction from GPs and dermatologists. They did work, but then they didn't. And in early 2021, my skin hit a whole new low, and the steroid creams started to make my skin even worse. So I stopped using them. But when you do this, your skin can often flare far worse than it was before. And that's exactly what happened to me. Topical steroid withdrawal was a whole other level to what I had experienced with my eczema. For me, TSW left me bedbound for months with burning red skin, a bone-deep itch, ooze seeping out of me, flakiness like I'd never seen it before, no ability to regulate my temperature, and severe insomnia. I was forced to leave my job, my new life that I'd recently started abroad. I missed out on countless occasions and I had my confidence flattened. I couldn't bear to look at myself in the mirror. It took me to new depths of physical and emotional pain that I genuinely didn't know was possible and affected every single part of my life. But TSW forced me to confront who I was, or should I say, who I thought I was. And out of my pain, I found my purpose. As a typical Gen Z, I turned to social media for answers. I thought to myself, well, if I'm searching for things on here, then others must be too. So what if I shared my story? If you told me a year before this, though, that I'd be out there posting my most vulnerable moments online for millions of people to see, I would have told you to get lost. Social media had played a huge part in how my younger self viewed herself. These platforms are often used to paint this unrealistic, so-called perfect picture of someone's life. But I realised that they can also be used for the opposite, as a place to show our real selves and what's really happening in our lives. So I began sharing my raw, unfiltered moments on social media while I tried to navigate my way through this awful condition. And through it, I received countless messages and comments. "You make me feel less alone," they said. "I can't believe I found someone else going through this. It's so refreshing to see someone like me online." The decision to show the world the thing happening in my life that once I would have done everything to hide proved to me while pain isolates, vulnerability connects. And that enigma has built a community I never expected, a community built on honest stories, shared pain, and deep connection. Topical steroid withdrawal can be an extremely isolating condition to go through, especially given the current lack of medical research that there is. But this online community that I found made me feel like I belonged, but I wanted to take it a step further and take that online connection offline and to help others suffering too. So I started TSW Together, a community and support hub for those impacted by topical steroid withdrawal and skin conditions. At our first group event in Manchester, in walked Oliver, a 14-year-old lad from Leeds who had been going through topical steroid withdrawal himself for almost 4 years. meaning he'd spent a large part of his young life battling and trying to navigate his way through this heartbreaking, isolating, and often misunderstood condition. He'd never seen, let alone met, anyone else going through what he'd been going through. And his words still stick with me to this day. "Everyone here knows what I'm going through," he said. "I feel like I can just be open instead of hiding what's happened for half my life. I feel like I can just let it off my chest. It feels like a family." And Oliver's words just cemented everything. One simple idea. What if I started sharing my journey, became a catalyst, a realization that purpose is often born during our most horrific moments? The moments when we feel it's all falling apart are actually the moments when it's just starting to fall together. I was, and still am, determined to not let topical steroid withdrawal be a completely negative thing in my life. I have the ability to turn the negative narrative of this experience into a positive one. I have the ability to turn my pain into purpose. Identity for me used to be about achieving, hiding my struggles, and fitting in. Identity for me now is about vulnerability, compassion, and community. It isn't just skin deep like I once thought it was. It's what lies beneath us that matters, the parts that we are strong enough to share and reveal with the world. And we all have these parts of ourselves or in our lives that we try to hide. But what if they are the very things that could actually help someone else feel less alone? And what would happen if you were brave enough to share that thing that you've been hiding? Sometimes your life takes you down a path that you truly didn't know was possible and strips you of the life you thought you were destined to have. And maybe we all need this to happen, not to experience the pain or discomfort, but to realize who we truly are and what our real purpose is. My pain became my purpose, and maybe, just maybe, yours can too.